Good morning, YouTube. It is Tuesday, November 12th, 2019, and these are your morning announcements. Hello. So I'm on my way to work. We have a corporate event today, and we had Guitars for Vets yesterday in that room, so I have to go and flip that room to the new event today. And I am very fortunate because I have two nice young men who are coming in to help me, and that is pretty awesome. So it shouldn't be too strenuous today, which is great, because I'll tell you what, my body is really starting to hurt. So I'm going to be glad to have the help today. There are two young guys who work in my gift shop, or who work in the gift shop at work. So I am gloriously happy that they're coming in to help. And it is very cold today. Very cold. When I woke up today, it was 7 degrees. So we've broken the record for the coldest November 12th in Wisconsin history, which is crazy. Last year at this time, I was still running around in just a hoodie. I didn't have to break out the winter coat yet. So this is pretty crazy. Today would have been my father's 76th birthday if he was still with us. I lost my dad when he was 54, and to cancer. He had colon cancer that spread to his whole body and killed him. So anyways, I'm thinking about him today and missing him. I wish he was here. I do. I mean, I didn't have the greatest relationship with my father when I was a kid because I didn't have a TV dad. You know, I didn't have the perfect TV father, the guy who, you know, who wore a suit and kissed his wife goodbye as he was running out the door in his suit. And, you know, my mom wasn't the lady wearing the pearls and a little dress and heels who got to stay home with us. Now my dad was, he worked for a company that made mining equipment, and he was a big dude, you know, steel worker brotherhood. And my dad was exactly the way his dad, actually my dad was far better than the way his dad was to him. And I think because he was better than what his dad was to him, I think he felt like he was doing everything that he needed to do. And I understand that now as a grown-up. All right, my father's father was very absent. I mean, he lived in the house. He didn't divorce my grandma. But he went to work, and then after work, he went right to the bar, and that's where he stayed until it was time to go to bed. So he was very rarely at home. His kids didn't see him, except for maybe on the weekends. Man, my nose is running. He was very hands-off, my grandpa. You know? And he had my grandpa had a special liking with me, though. I'm not sure why that was, but he did. And he was real super sweet to me, but he was real hands-off with my dad. He was very much an alcoholic. And my father did not do that. He would go to work, and then he'd come home from work, and he'd sit on the couch, and he'd be around the family. He always ate with us at dinner time. He always kissed my mom goodbye when he left and kissed her hello when he came home. And he did not go to the bar, you know, but he did on the weekends drink at home. So I think in his mind, he was thinking, well, at least I'm better than my dad, right? And he didn't realize that there was still so much that we wish he would have done with us. Like, there's so much that I wish that he would have taught us. Things sort of took a turn, though, when my dad saw that I was taking an active interest in engines, in automobile engines. And anytime he worked on the car, he'd like call me out and show me what he was doing. And that is how he and I connected. That was like the one and only way where he and I like actually were on the same page. You know, we worked on the car. Or I watched him work on the car. And that like helped heal our relationship, you know, because I spent most of my childhood just resenting him, and it wasn't until that moment where that kind of eased up. And now as a grown-up, I totally understand where he was at and why he did what he did. And I wish I would have been more understanding about that and more wise when I was a kid, so I could have understood better and maybe been a little bit more forgiving as a child to my dad. I'm sure there were lots of times where I made him feel terrible, and I feel bad about that. I was trying to make him fit into a mold, an ideal mold of what I thought a father should be, instead of just working with the man that he actually was. Because now as a grown-up, I realize, obviously, that TV families are make-believe, and that their perfect lives are a thing of make-believe. There is no such thing, you know? Especially when you got kids. So, you know, I hope my dad is somewhere where he can understand that I have a much greater thankfulness for the type of person that he was now that I'm a grown-up, and I have my own struggles that I'm going through, and I understand more, especially when it comes to his drinking. I mean, it's something that I never really wanted to like face. And now that I have, you know, it's opened up my eyes to a lot of things. And one of the things is just how tough not drinking was on my dad. And my dad got to a point where the only time out of the year he drank was when we went to go visit his brother or sister. And that was maybe once or twice a year. That was it. And he had quit altogether and saved those, you know, his drinking for those special occasions. And I don't even think that was anything wrong with that, except for that he drove, and he should have let my mom drive. Other than that, you know, he turned into what most normal people are when it comes to drinking. You know, just somebody who drank once or twice a year, and that was it, with his brother. You know, and we didn't see his family more than maybe twice a year. So that was really a special time for him, and that's what his family did, you know. So I'm very glad that as a grown up now, I'm sort of appreciative of my dad, and I do wish he was still here, so that maybe now as grown-ups we could have grown-up conversations. And I think that was a problem too. I don't think my dad knew how to relate to kids, you know. My dad was so much younger than all the other people in his family, you know, because they were all so much older. And I think he was expected to be a little man, and, you know, didn't get to have the kind of childhood that most kids have. And I think so he couldn't relate to us kids. But as a grown-up, I think he would have related to me, you know. It would tickle him pink to find out that these days I very, very, very rarely vote Republican. I usually vote Libertarian or Democrat. I think that would like blow his mind, because he was a Democrat. He was a staunch Democrat. And he and I would argue and argue and argue about things, political things, all the time. And now I am where he was. And it's weird because I'm very close to the age that he was when he died. It's a humbling feeling. So, anyways, guys, I've talked long enough. It's been 10 minutes. So, I love you guys. I hope you have a good day and stay warm. And I'll see you guys again tomorrow. All right, take care. Mwah. Okay, bye-bye.